Hi, I'm Carly, and this is my crazy story. Before I continue, please like and subscribe. I was born to a single mom who worked very hard to raise me and my twin sister Blake. Blake was born with a rare condition that impacted her kidneys, and she was always sick. Since Mom was busy juggling things at home and work, it was my duty to look after Blake.
You can't eat milk with your hands. Drink it. Blake, don't chew on your gross shoes.
Even Mom was extra paranoid about Blake, and she hardly paid attention to me. Like this one time when I was 6, Mom had to leave for some urgent overnight office trip, and she dropped us off at the neighbor's place. These are Blake's medicines. You know she drinks chocolate milk before sleeping, and I've also packed her favorite pink night clothes.
Wait, where's my stuff?
The bag's too small to carry both your things, but hey, I packed your toothbrush. You'll be okay, right? I wanted to say no, but Mom already looked tense, so I nodded and she left. Everything was going great, but right before bedtime, I went to get milk for Blake and I heard a huge thud. I rushed to see Blake crying on the floor with a bleeding nose. Apparently, Blake was jumping on the bed with the neighbor's son, and he thought it would be fun to push her off of it. Thankfully, the injury wasn't big, but when Mom found out, she went ballistic on me. Carly, I trusted you to look after her.
And I did. I was just getting her milk, like you asked me to. And she's okay, Mom. Everyone falls sometimes.
Your sister isn't like everyone else. After that day, Mom banned both me and Blake from participating in any extracurriculars at school or playing in the park afterwards like other kids. I was always stuck at home with Blake, so I never really got a chance to make new friends. And those at school joined clubs and got busier. I missed having a normal life, but Blake needed me more. Mom got more paranoid with time and took special care preparing food for Blake. I knew how tired she was, so I'd get by with frozen meals. And over time, I started taking comfort in junk food, eating candy bars from the hospital vending machines while I sat in waiting rooms for hours. By 13, I was much bigger than most girls my age. One time, our aunt was visiting us and she hadn't seen me and Blake in a while. Look, I bought you girls matching outfits. Go on, try it. I'll just wear it later. What are you saying? Come here. Aunt pulled me to her and tried her best to fit me into the dress, but it barely got past my neck. I was so embarrassed, I went to my room and didn't come out till Aunt left.
Don't be so sad now. So what if you're a little bigger?
Easy for you to say. You don't have to wear clothes 3 times your age.
You're thinking too much.
Here, I got you these. Blake's health improved as we got older, and by 16, she was much better and put on medication to manage her condition. Soon after, Mom got married, and a year later, she delivered my twin brothers, Jake and Jonah. I was happy for Mom, but I could tell Blake wasn't adjusting so well.
Oh, I want to pluck out my ears. They cry so much.
I know for a fact Jonah hates me. He farted and gave me the stink eye. That one's a devil. I knew Blake didn't mean that. She just missed Mom since she was busier than ever. And I tried my best to make Blake comfortable, but she was constantly throwing tantrums and hardly ever helped me take care of the boys. Jonah pooped his pants again. Quick, hand me a nappy. Right. What's that? Forget it. Can you just warm up the milk? Actually, I don't feel so well. I'm getting a headache in my stomach. A stomach in my headache. You get the point, right? And when I asked Mom to hire a babysitter, she just gave me a lecture on money and expenses. My grades were getting affected too, and I was an overall mess. I knew it had something to do with my eating habits, so I started taking care of my health. I went for runs, ate better, and over time, I could see the results. One day I was jogging when I saw someone taking my picture, hiding in a bush. I caught him by the collar and dragged him out. What do you think you're doing? I just thought you were pretty. I'm good at taking pictures. Here, have a look. Wow, that's me? Yeah, whatever. But you should be asking me first rather than acting like a creep. I get it. I'm sorry. Can I make it up to you with some coffee? Fine, but I want a copy. Deal. Eli and I went to a coffee place close by and hit it off instantly, and soon we became good friends. He was into filmmaking and would always have his camera around his neck. Watching him, I got interested and tried my hand at handling a camera too, and it was love at first sight. Okay, so that's how you focus. Now look at that sunset. Beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, you know so much about the camera. It's really fascinating. I've always wanted to make movies, and I love the ocean too. I'll tell you a secret. I'm part mermaid. Oh yeah? Prove it. Eli got up from the rock he was sitting on and started doing an awkward dance, flapping his arms like fins. Okay, I believe you. Well, good, because I was afraid I'd have to splash you with my tail. Really? That was on your mind? Well, that and something else. With that, Eli jumped down and pulled me in for the most magical kiss. Eli and I started dating soon after, and I decided to make him finally meet Blake. So the next time he invited me out, Blake tagged along. But the moment she saw him, she burst out laughing. Oh my God! Where did you get that shirt from? Your grandpa's closet? Actually, yeah, he has a really good shirt collection. Do you like it? I can get you one. Ew, no thank you. I'd rather wear a tent than slip into something so cringe. Come on, Blake, that's not very nice. What? I'm kidding. I'm sure Ebola can handle a few harmless jokes. Eli. Blake made it painfully obvious that she didn't want Eli around, and even though Eli kept his cool, I knew she made him uncomfortable. Then one time, Eli invited me and Blake to the launch of his dad's new restaurant. I appreciated the effort he was making with her, and I hoped she would too. But I was so wrong, because minutes into the event, Blake threw a massive tantrum over pickles. What do you mean you're out of pickles? Pluck them from a tree or something. Could you please keep it down, Blake? Everyone is staring. So, you care about all these fancy people, but not your sister? No one understands me. I just had a very big lobster and I feel like throwing up. You know pickles calm me down. This is such bad customer service. Hey, you have pickles, and you, and you. And then she started taking pickles off of everyone's plate till Eli intervened and dragged us outside. What's the matter with you, Blake? What? It's not my fault your party sucks. At least I brought some entertainment to it. Blake, let me handle this. Eli, I'm really sorry for the mess, but what? Your sister's not normal. And you are? You're so boring, if someone stole your identity, they'd give it up because it sucks. You really need to watch your tongue. And you need to watch your hands around my sister. Guys, please. Before I could say another word, Blake started hyperventilating and fainted. We immediately took her to the hospital, where the doctors told me that she passed out from anxiety and high blood pressure. Thankfully, she was out of danger. I'm really sorry about Blake, but that girl's out of control. You've got to draw a line somewhere. You saw what happened, Eli. You can't just scream at her like that. She's my sister. I can't be around her, Carly. This is going to be a problem. I wanted to stop Eli, but there was nothing more I could say. Blake was my sister, and she came first. I didn't meet Eli for a few days, and a week later, he told me that one of his movies that I'd helped him with had gotten selected for a local film festival. He wanted me to come, but Blake was still recovering, and I couldn't leave her alone. But when he came back, he told me something shocking. Everyone loved the movie, Carly. One of the biggest film schools in New York wants to take us both in, on full scholarship. How amazing is that? I don't know what to say, but I don't think Mom would let me go to New York, Eli. You're a great filmmaker, Carly, and you should give it a fair shot. And think about it. You could finally live your life on your terms. God knows you need it. I was numb for a second, and then I felt like someone gave me new wings. It did sound like an amazing opportunity. All I had to do was convince Mom, but when I told her, she looked at me like I'd asked her for her kidneys. Have you gone crazy? You can't move to New York. Your life is here, with me and Blake. I applied to this marine biology course on behalf of both of you, and you guys got in on scholarship. This was always the plan, and it's the right one. But that's not what I want to do. I want to make movies. I'm really good at this. Everyone says that. Everyone or Eli? Who's Eli? Just this dumb boy she's dating. I'm sure he's the one who's filled your head with this sawdust. How can you even think about leaving me? I just want to do what I want for once. Can't you give me a few years from my own life? Oh, stop being so dramatic. And not another word about this movie business, Carly. You'll stay here with us. Is that clear? Mom left and I turned to Blake angrily. You couldn't take my side for once? What did I do? Oh, you mean telling Mom about Eli? I don't think she even noticed. I left the room angrily and didn't speak to Mom or Blake for the next few days. I thought I could confide in Eli, but suddenly he was acting really cold. Every time I tried to talk to him, he would turn the other way, till one day I finally cornered him after class. Am I imagining things or are you ignoring me? Neither, I'm just busy. So, I told my mom I want to make movies and she went bonkers, but look, Carly, you and your family have issues and I don't want to get in the middle of it. Do whatever they say. But you told me to live my life. You said... Yeah, I did. And now I'm saying I don't care. You'd choose your clown sister over everything. I've seen that. So good luck, but I don't think I can be with you anymore. Eli, wait! Tell your sister she won. I felt frozen in my place as Eli walked away, and a week later, he left for New York. I couldn't believe he'd just dumped me like that. I felt so bummed out that I didn't come out of my room for days, and Blake was the biggest pain in the butt. Come on, we need to go shopping. It's painful to watch you in those pajamas. I'm not in the mood. But I am. Also, we'll have a nice lunch, watch a movie, just like old times. I said I'm not in the mood. Back off. Jeez, why are you so snappy? Because of that stupid boy? He wasn't stupid. I loved him, Blake, and now he's gone. Because I chose you over him, like always. And you don't care about my feelings, like always. Carly, just leave me alone. Blake left with a small face, and I felt kind of bad, but I was too mad to go after her. The next day, I calmed down a bit and was about to call Blake when her phone started buzzing like crazy. I picked it up, and I was shocked to see it was Eli. Before I could answer, the call got disconnected, and a text message appeared. I did what you wanted. Leave me alone. My mind went blank, and I opened the call logs on Blake's phone to see multiple calls to Eli. Suddenly, it all started making sense. Of course Blake must have driven Eli away. No one hated him more than her. What's this? You don't understand. Oh, I understand everything perfectly. You asked Eli to dump me so you and Mom could use me as your servant all my life, right? Before Blake could even say more, I pushed her out and slammed the door in her face. I started packing my bags and stormed downstairs, only to run into Mom. What's wrong? Is Blake okay? Yes, she's fine, but I'm not, and I haven't been fine for a while now. But you don't care, do you? Of course I do, sweetie. Why would you say that? Because you never have. Not since we were kids. Carly, I knew you could take care of yourself, and you were the healthy one. And Blake, no, Mom, I was eating my feelings, and you didn't even see that. I got back to being healthy on my own. And you've stunted both my growth and Blake's. Hers by over-coddling her, and mine by always holding me back to be her guardian. And now, I'm done. I will go to New York because I want to get away from you and Blake, and you can't stop me. I left home and booked a flight to New York. On my way, I called Eli and explained everything to him. He told me that he was proud of me for taking a stand for myself and welcomed me with open arms. We moved in together, and I was doing really well in my classes. Mom and Blake tried getting in touch with me multiple times, and even though I missed them, I needed my space. Eventually, they stopped calling. After graduation, Eli proposed to me, and I said yes. Life was going great, till one day I heard a knock on the door and opened it to see Blake and Mom. What are you guys doing here? Eli called us and told us about the engagement. Carly, I have a confession. It was me who convinced Eli to break up with you, not Blake. Wait, what? Eli never told me that it was Mom behind everything. I didn't want to stress you out more. I could see you missed your family, and this would have made you sad. But I saw the call logs and the messages on Blake's phone. I'd actually been calling him to apologize, but I guess he thought both me and Mom wanted him to dump you. And I don't blame him. I was always awful to Eli. I guess I was just terrified of being on my own without you, but I drove you further away. I'm sorry too, my baby. I'd just become used to having you around, always taking care of everything. And the thought of you going away for college crushed me. I was selfish and always burdened you with too much. I hope you can find a way to forgive me. Thank you for finally acknowledging that. It might take me a while to really forgive you, but I'll get there. I won't lie, I have missed you guys. Then let's start with a hug.